the two things that I run into is he's hypersexual and there's no emotional component to it. The other thing I run into is he's hypo-sexual. He's just not interested. And that's usually the conversation that comes up 80% of the time. The hyper-sexual comes up maybe the other 20. Two different problems in one sense, but the same problem in another sense. And that is, we're back to this business of mind blindness and emotions blindness. He's already challenged dealing with you because you're his significant other, and it requires a lot of social skills and emotional intelligence to deal with you because you're way up here with social and emotional intelligence, skills, and needs. Social and emotional situations fall outside of his comfort zone. He probably functions fine at work when he's talking about it's all task-oriented, it's all work-related, maybe it's also a special interest. So he's in his element there, but when he's out of his element and needs to be firing on all 8 cylinders is when he's with you. He doesn't have 8 cylinders. Then your question was, how do you get the emotional component involved? You certainly should have the thought, this guy is not purposely, it's not like he has the emotional component and he's withholding it from me, or that he doesn't want to incorporate the emotional component. It's quite honestly the other end. He probably wishes he had it and probably wishes he could include it. And so one of the thoughts that I would have if I were in your position would be, this guy is not withholding emotions. He doesn't have the brain wiring to meet all of the criterion for meaningful sex. And so it's not like he has the emotional component, but he's withholding it. He doesn't have the emotional component. He's not withholding anything. He just didn't have it to give. A guy who's hypersexual and only interested in the physical component and is unable to deliver the emotional component, and then she's wanting the answer of, okay, well, how can I get him to be mind-sighted and emotions-sighted and empathic? That's like asking me, how can I get my bipolar daughter to just have a totally level stream of serotonin so that there's not a manic phase and a depressive phase and she's just perfectly even keel? If she has that disorder, then unless she's medicated, and even then there's going to be ups and downs with her brain chemicals that keeps her from being polarized on one end and polarized on the other end. So when we're talking about disorders, we're talking about some things. That's why they call it a disorder. That's the whole reason they call it a disorder, is because it causes problems in daily functioning. And having meaningful sex with your spouse would be considered one aspect of functional daily things that should be going on.